So in the last session, we looked at the idea of job analysis and the processes involved to get it done, at the basic level. Certainly in an HR department, there would be a team or a specialist who would take care of job analysis. And generally, once it's done, it's not a big job to kind of review it once in a while, every 6 months or every year, to update your job description, job specification documents. But we looked at the association with recruitment selection, namely what's the use of job analysis and the job description for recruitment. Well, I mean, listen, it should be obvious at this point that if you don't have a document with the skills and the competencies, the knowledge, the credentials required, then what is it that you're recruiting for? I keep using the word willy-nilly. What do you do? Just say, I need an engineer and we're good to go? No, there should be some sort of a formal document that allows you to choose and select the right people with the right competencies. And of course, there's other uses for the results of job analysis and, as a basis for compensation, termination, promotion, training and development, and so on. And we also went further into the idea of competencies. And I want you to continually keep thinking about competencies and how important they are to have pretty much everything in HR. Now, in this session, we're going to get into performance management or job performance, and not in terms of making you an expert. This course is not called performance management. I think you were introduced to it certainly in the Intro to HR course and compensation. And you should have some general knowledge of what performance is. It's when a person does something, a behavior, it's called a performance. And if you connect it to the idea of job descriptions, well, you assess performance, you evaluate it based on what's required on a job description. So in this section, we do get into some of the methods, some of the tools that we can use for performance management, and also we'll connect it to the idea of fairness and the legal side of things as it pertains to recruitment and selection. We also are going to start looking at some behaviors. We did that in my previous course, what is a behavior, and it's absolutely anything that can be measured of a person. But when you associate a behavior with the competency, something that a person should be able to do and have some proficiency in it, or in some cases a competency would be, do you have the ability not to do something? And when we assess or measure and then assess those behaviors against the job description or what the business needs, I think that becomes very important as part of a talent management process. Now, towards the end of this session, we are going to look at or relook at this idea of artificial intelligence, specifically how it impacts recruitment and selection. And I think that's the biggest impact artificial intelligence can have to the HR function. And we'll also dabble in this idea of blockchain, not to get too technical about it, but what is blockchain maybe as an emerging technology, an emerging concept, and how could recruitment, certainly on the selection side, benefit from what blockchain offers. And it's mostly about credential verification. So make sure you read the notes, look at the recorded lecture, and go to the discussion board. And just a reminder, be mindful of the assignments, the two major assignments that are going to be coming up in the second half of the course. Although they're 25% each, treat them as one. There's an interview you have to do, but you also have to write up everything about the interview, come up with questions, different types of questions, the interviews, the probing, and a plan. So have a look at those early on and be prepared for it. Okay, we'll see you in this session.